I'll need the CAD number off this so I can get the 911 call and everything.
Oh, you can FOIA it.
No, I just need the number for
Yeah,
it.
you can FOIA it.
Oh, wow, you're nice. I just got the CAD number off your computer. You gotta close your screen.
Oh, did you take a picture of that? That is actually illegal.
Dude, I'm standing on a public sidewalk.
You cannot take a picture of my computer.
It says...
You're deleting it right now?
Are you destructing evidence? I didn't delete anything.
You said you just admitted to a crime. You took a picture of something that you're not allowed to look at.
In 2019, 5-year-old AJ Friend was murdered by his own parents in Illinois. Just last week, the DCFS worker that was assigned to his case was convicted of child endangerment and sentenced to 6 months in jail and 24 months of probation. There are passionate opinions on both sides of this case, but we're not going to focus on those today. Today, we're going to show you the story of what happened to one reporter when he was sent by his agency out to the DCFS office to ask questions about the incident, and how he was treated by government DCFS workers as well as the local police.
On May 30th of 2024, my news agency asked me to go to the DCFS office in Woodstock, Illinois, to get some B-roll footage and to ask questions of any officials that had walked out of there. The basic question being, have there been any changes since AJ's death? Have you guys made any changes since AJ's death? Any changes since AJ's death? Have you guys made any changes since AJ's death? Does anybody here care? Now, if you hadn't heard, this particular DCFS office has been in a lot of trouble. In fact, 2 of the officials that work in this office have been charged due to the death of that child, AJ, that I just mentioned. And it gets a lot worse, because since that death and since those officials got in a lot of trouble, this office has actually gone the extreme opposite direction and basically accusing everyone of child abuse who gets introduced to that office, whether they are guilty or not. We know this because we have received several complaints about this very issue. See the police arriving. I was outside of this office for less than 2 minutes when they called the police and this happened. I tried to ask them what was going on since AJ's death, but they don't want to answer.
I'm sorry, what was that?
I tried to ask them what changes they have made since AJ's death. Are you familiar with AJ's death, the kid that died from them?
I am.
Yeah, so I just tried to ask them what's going on with that, if any changes have been made.
Oh, okay.
And I've been on the sidewalk, a public sidewalk, the whole time.
Yeah, not saying you're doing anything wrong.
No, they are. They'll let them know. Educate them.
How's it going?
If it ain't one thing, I just saw you yesterday.
I know.
Are you tired of me yet?
No, not yet. I mean, was he inside?
No, we locked the doors.
Okay.
We still have 4 kids in here. And
Okay.
He's standing so you can see down the hallway, and they can't go to the bathroom or anything else.
Right here?
Yeah.
I would just put a tarp over it.
We had a second cop car.
Yeah, I mean, again, he's not doing anything illegal yet. I would just recommend, I mean, I know that there's kids and sensitive information in here, but he has every right to film from outside.
That's what I'm saying, public.
I would say, put a tarp up, and he'll leave you alone. They just want, and honestly, it's probably not even for you guys. It's probably for us. Probably to get a reaction out of us. So,
how's it going?
Hey, how are you?
Good. How you doing?
Just starting the day, so can't complain yet.
Good. Happy to hear that. Your buddies over here, I think.
Oh,
They're like talking right there.
Or do you want me to? You can go. Okay. Just don't talk to him. Okay. Keep going.
Hello, ma'am.
this is a newer one, right? Do you guys have a camera? You can go up to him and take a picture if you want to. He's on public sidewalk. Well, how about I do this? How about I take it with my work phone? This way. Do you have a work phone?
I don't have my work phone. I don't use a work phone. I just use my personal one. Oh,
Okay.
Yeah, that probably is her work one.
No, that's fine. That's fine. Just my work phone, sir. Thank you.
I'll need the CAD number off this so I can get the 911 call and everything.
Oh, you can FOIA it.
I just need the number for
Yeah,
it.
you can FOIA it.
Oh, wow, you're nice. I see.
Oh.
Now, real quick, for those who don't know, the call number, CAD number, incident number, whatever you want to call it, is very readily available to this officer right now. He could call it in real quick on his radio and get it. He could look over to his computer. He could say, hey, wait a minute until we're done and I'll get it for you, right? But he chooses not to. Now, that's kind of like you buy a bicycle at Walmart and you get it home and you realize the instructions to put it together are not in the box. So you go back to Walmart and you walk up to the customer service desk and you see the manual sitting back there and you say to the lady, hey, I just bought the bike and can I get the manual right there for it? And she looks at you with a smug, passive-aggressive face and says, you can get it online. You say, oh man, but yeah, it's right there. I just bought the bike. Can I just please just have the manual? It's right there. And she looks at you with that smug look again and says, you can get it online. That's almost exactly what this police officer is doing. See if it says it in his car. That's probably right there.
And it's better not to. These
Right.
guys are just fishing for a lawsuit. That's all they're doing.
Right.
They have nothing better to do.
Right.
They think they know the law. So,
Right.
and if you guys feel unsafe when you guys leave for work or leave or whatever, you can always call us, not an emergency, for an escort to your car, anything like that. So,
Okay, well, I'll just let the people know, because I mean, we've got night shift people coming in to
Yeah,
watch these kids.
sure.
So we'll have people.
yeah,
here
you can
around the
circulate
clock.
it, whatever. I mean, it's
Okay.
it's public.
Just,
Public. He's on public property, so you're fine.
Sidewalk, he's
right.
He'll move on.
And next Thursday or Friday is sentencing for our employee too.
Okay. Yeah, he'll move on. Don't worry about it. Like I said, they usually just fish and see who bites.
Right, right. So, I mean, we're closed. There won't be anybody here on the 6th.
All right. If you have any questions, call 911. Okay.
Yep.
Or any concerns, that's it. Have a good one, boss.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you. Have a good one. All right.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, no problem.
Temple.
Name and badge number?
Oh, it's Meza 91.
You need to be more professional, sir.
I was
Thank you,
as
you're
professional
good.
as I could be.
No. I just got the CAD number off your computer. You gotta close your screen.
Oh, did you take a picture of that? That is
Dude.
actually illegal.
Dude, I'm standing
Did
on
you
a
take
public sidewalk.
You cannot take a picture of my computer.
It says
You're deleting it right now?
I
Are you
didn't
destructing
delete.
evidence?
I didn't delete anything.
You say you
I'm
just
recording
admitted
you.
to a crime.
That's-
You took a picture of something that you're not
Let's
allowed
get
to look
Pritchard
at.
out here, dude. You don't know what you're talking about.
You are not allowed to take a picture of
Let's
that.
get Pritchard out here. You have no
Pritchard,
idea.
my
Yeah.
deputy chief?
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's
he
all
knows.
you want.
He knows me very well.
You need to be very careful on taking pictures
He's my
of that.
friend.
Oh,
He's
is
told
he?
me
I'm
I
sure
could be
he is.
here. He's told me I could be here.
You can be here, but you
Yeah,
can't
you
take
need to be
pictures
more
of-
professional. You don't know
cannot
the
take
law.
Pictures.
Do you know what the Plainview doctrine is?
Yes, I do. But
Yeah,
it
so
doesn't
I'm
apply.
standing on a public sidewalk.
It doesn't apply.
Anything I
it
see.
does not apply to our
Anything
computers.
I see, dude, this guy doesn't even know the law. Really? I'm standing on a sidewalk and I can't film what I can see? You're crazy, bro.
There's nothing wrong with that. If it's open available, they can see it.
Not if it's on a leads page. They can't.
Yeah,
They're
but
not.
that's not a leads page.
Right. Well, I don't know that because I don't
Right.
know what I left on.
But it's left open. Alright, well, I was just saying, anything out in the public is free
I know,
to...
thank you. This guy is a great officer right here. All right, we've arrived at the Woodstock Police Department to file a complaint against the officer.
Hello, sir. How are you?
Hi, how are you, sir?
I'm good.
I had an issue with Meza. I don't know if you heard.
Okay. What was the issue?
So I'm a journalist, got a content for a story. DCFS is, they're criminals, right? They're responsible for the death of a kid. There's 2 of them going to jail right now. I don't
Okay.
know if you're familiar with
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
a big story.
Okay.
It's a story that involves, like, people.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
journalists have a right to cover that story,
For sure.
right? So if I'm standing on a sidewalk, just getting B-roll of the front of the place, and then asking the employees who come out if they've made any changes.
Yeah. You're 100% right.
Right. And then I see Meza, and I tell him, hey, sir, I'm just doing this. I'm on a sidewalk. I'm not bothering anybody.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not going to bother you. Okay? The point is, I asked him, I said, I'm gonna need the 911 call for this, for my job. What's the call number? He said, you need to foil that. I'm like, well, to foil that, I need the number. Can you just provide it? He said, no, just foil it. So he walks away, that's not a big deal. I walk over, I see his computer's there, wide open to the public. I'm in public, on a sidewalk. I understand the law, I understand plain view doctrine, I understand the First Amendment, freedom of press. Apparently, I know a lot more than your officer does. Here's your boy.
You're into a crime. You took a picture of something that you're not allowed to touch.
The point is, 10 million people on average view my channel every month.
Okay.
They're gonna see this.
Okay.
It's gonna look really bad because he had to walk away in shame because he realized he was being an asshole and uneducated.
Okay.
I need to file a complaint against him.
You want the form then?
Yeah. So I could use the form. Can I fill it out and bring it back at another point in time? Or?
Yeah, let me see if I have one printed up.
Let me see if I have a form and I can just give it to you. Okay?
I appreciate it.
I will talk to Officer Meza as soon as I'm done talking to you. And then here's the form.
I might not. I'm going to look at it. I might not fill it.
Okay,
but I'm going to talk to him.
Well, I'm going to have a talk with him right away. He should know better.
He should, right? He should. That's it. It's not a big deal. I'm going to be he also got in my face and started taking pictures of me. I'm going to be requesting that he can't delete those pictures now.
Okay.
Very unprofessional.
Do you have video of him taking pictures of you?
Oh, yeah. It's going to be on YouTube.
So my goal was not to go there and get into a conflict with police, despite what the workers here say. And as a journalist, I do need to try to maintain a good relationship with this police department. So after walking into this department, having a chat with the sergeant, and feeling good about the fact that the sergeant was on my side, I decided not to file a complaint. I know many of you would disagree with this. I know many would say this officer would not be so lenient on you, but the truth is, I'm better than him. And I have a feeling he will learn his lesson a different way. This is the Woodstock Police Department in Illinois. Please give them a call and respectfully redress your grievances, if you have any.
It seems to me that Officer Meza's problem is that he has a predetermined assumption that anybody who's pointing a camera at government is doing so to try to get some type of negative reaction out of him personally so that they can post it on social media and shame him. And because he thinks that this is what's being done, his decision is to react negatively so that we can post it on social media and shame him. It seems to me that Officer Meza made an assumption about what was going on and then made a very bad decision based on that bad assumption. It makes me wonder how Officer Meza reacts and interacts with people throughout his daily job. How often does Officer Meza walk up to a call with a predetermined assumption of who's who and what's what without ever actually investigating? How often does Officer Meza assume someone's guilt or create a narrative in his own head about what somebody's doing or why they're doing it? How often does Officer Meza abandon all logic and reason and instead act and react out of emotions like he did here? I'm sure his fellow officers and supervisors know the answers to these questions. But just from the body cam that I saw, I can tell that Officer Meza has an extreme contempt for anyone who would make any attempt to document what their government is doing. It seems to me that Officer Meza has been taught and told that yes, people can record you and people can document what you're doing, but deep inside, he has a genuine hatred for the fact that this is allowed. And he shows that in his body cam and the way that he speaks. In listening to what Officer Meza said behind this citizen's back on his body camera, it's perfectly clear that he walks in right off the bat with the wrong attitude towards individual liberty and rights. He recognizes and acknowledges that this guy knows the law, that he's well within his rights, but in his voice and his demeanor, you can tell that he has an extreme contempt for individuals that would actually exercise those rights. If they swore some type of oath to uphold your rights, then wouldn't they be genuinely happy that you're exercising your rights rather than having such contempt for the idea that you should have the right to do what you're doing in the first place? You see, it's not just about the physical actions or lack of actions. To me, it's about how these government employees genuinely feel about the idea of you and I having rights.
Okay.
And in this particular video, Officer Meza shows pretty clearly to me that he hates the fact that you have rights, which tells me that Officer Meza, if he's ever told that he's allowed to take away your rights, is going to be the first to step up in line and violently attack you and take your rights away. Because in his heart already, he hates that you have rights. And even more so, he's disgusted and he hates that you would dare to exercise them. Because the only reason someone would ever exercise their rights is to try to get a rise out of Officer Meza.